Hi Pisces, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your general monthly tarot reading for the month of July 2021. Thank you so much for joining me, and I do want to take this moment to, of course, remind you, as always, to like this video, to leave me a comment about your individual situation, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't joined the channel already. But when getting into your energy, I do feel very calm in comparison to the other signs that I just did, but it's a very driven sort of energy, but with a hint of nervousness. Just something to keep in mind as you trickle through the month. But also in meditating within your energy, the message that came through for the month was doing it your way. Doing it your way. And so we're going to keep it simple by pulling 6 tarot cards for the month to give you a bit of an outlook of what to expect. For our lovely Pisces for the month of July 2021, thank you, Spirit. And we have 2 remaining, pretty easy, which we're going to pull right from the top of the deck. 7 of Wands at the bottom. I'm hearing enough is enough. It feels like certain people are coming at you with an immense amount of energy or their opinions about your situation moving forward, and you feel as if it's too much. You feel like it's overwhelming. Part of you feeling like you need to take a deep breath, and they're not allowing you to do just that. Feeling as if you're misunderstood to an extent that is just not okay. Getting a better grasp on where things are heading is truly essential at this point, and feeling a little bit overwhelmed or feeling like you can't breathe in the midst of certain energies surrounding you is not helping. We're beginning the month and the spread with the Knight of Cups. What's interesting is a specific card came out in reverse at first, and I heard one spirit say, keep it in reverse, and another say, turn it in the upright position. And that exact wording was a little bit off, but the point being is I grasp the fact that you start off the month feeling a lack of motivation. You feeling as if I don't want to accomplish what I need to or go after the completion of my goals. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's due to what we were speaking upon with the card at the bottom of the deck, people coming at you and overwhelming you, or maybe other factors in your life making it difficult to feel motivated. Whatever the case may be for you, for some of you I'm hearing now, it's disappointment in past choices or how things unraveled in the recent past. Again, whatever the case may be for you, Pisces, allow for yourself to confidently turn this in the upright position. And you do just that as you make your way through this first part of the month. You allow yourself to switch things around, and in a sense, kind of snap out of it. And you're like, you know what, I got this. I can go after what I deserve, what I want in this lifetime in a confident manner, regardless of what obstacles pop up in my way along my path, or whoever decides to sort of make it more difficult for me. Allowing for yourself to be proud of the fact that even with all this happening, you're very calm, content, and cool. And for some of you, that may come off a little bit depressed at times, but don't be disappointed in yourself or your choices once again. Allow yourself to be proud of all you've overcome and all that there is to look forward to as you confidently or get ready to charge towards, once again, the completion of your goals. It's to begin the month right off the bat where you're reminded that doing things your way in a unique sort of Pisces kind of approach is most effective. You at times in the recent past have approached whatever it may be for you in a way that you have seen successful from those around you, and it proved that that is going to stress you out in the end and not end up as successful as them or as you had envisioned. A reminder that your unique approach, once again, is the right way, and that you are who you are for a reason. And you may not have that all figured out, but you're evolving and you're changing for the better. We're moving on to the Magician. And so you make your way to the middle of the first half of the month, and I'm hearing your dreams are important. Your dreams take a focus for a reason. You feeling a little bit emotional as you sort of charge towards what you deserve at the beginning of the month, and a bit of impatience comes over you as you try to, or continue to try to manifest what feels like at times the impossible. You feeling as if your dreams are important deep down, but the value you've put on them in the past has made it more hefty when they didn't come to be. And Spirit saying it wasn't the right time, right? You're forgetting that destined timing does play a part in all of this, that you're meant to sort of learn certain lessons along the way as you improve your manifestation skills, and are reminded, I feel like, in small ways from Spirit and the universe, that you can achieve the impossible, or simply the possibilities are endless at this time because you're a Pisces. Remembering that regardless of whether you feel like smiling or not at this point in the month, it's up to you to sort of, again, snap out of it, but in a different way at this point, where you allowed yourself to feel more motivated in that first part. And as you make your way through this middle part of the first half, take this sort of serious way of being and be like, you know what, I'm going to smile. I'm going to enjoy myself now. I'm going to allow myself to be one with the process along the way. And I feel like that's going to be very difficult for you to do so, if we're being completely honest. I'm hearing you're a whole different version of you. It's at this point in the month where you're reminded that once again, you're evolving, you're changing, but those around you seem to want you to be who you used to be, wanting certain imperfections to come back to light or to shine once again. And Spirit saying, well, that is very selfish, or is proving that they may not be the right energies to surround yourself with moving forward. You know, putting you into a bit of a reflective state of mind throughout the month, asking yourself, well, how am I going to proceed, or who am I going to proceed with, right? Or what situations do hold an importance to me moving forward, or a healthy place in my life. And we're moving on to the 10 of Wands. You make your way to wrap up the first half of the month, and damn, things feel heavy. If want to say, a lot of this feels like an emotional state of being. Your emotions just weigh heavy, right? You feeling like, well, I put in all this effort and I don't see the results that I wish to see at this time. And Spirit saying, well, don't you give up, my friend. Don't you give up, right? At times you need to lighten your load, given you expect so much from yourself. But then again, there's those around you who stress you out while sort of expecting the world from you. And so it's up to you to kind of set the tone for yourself and those around you, expecting just a little bit less from you, as you kind of aim for quality over quantity. Allowing yourself to remember that you're a bright, shining soul in this world, and there are people that depend on you or look to you for a bit of inspiration. And how do you expect to be that bright light for them if you're feeling so heavy within your emotions, or just feeling weighed down by all of the pressures that surround you at this time? Feeling like the expectations that surround you as well, once again, are a lot to handle, but you feeling up to the challenge for whatever reason, feeling like it's doable to keep pushing forward, but Spirit's saying it's up to you to reflect and figure out how to do that in a healthy manner. Certain unhealthy habits have stayed with you along the way, but have made it 10 times harder to achieve what you need to. A reminder once again that you can do it your way and succeed in this life, but you can be honest with yourself and be willing to adjust in certain ways, like your habits once again, in order to make things 10 times easier. We're moving on to the 6 of Swords. You make your way to start the second half of the month, and I'm hearing I'm done. There's part of you, Pisces, that just feels, whether it's one person or a group of people, or maybe even a situation, that is just too much, right? Or is proven to be unhealthy time and time again, and you up and leave. For some of you, this is more reflective, where you're thinking back to a situation you had to leave behind recently, and it leaves you continuing that emotional state of being. But Spirit's saying, however this comes to be, if you're reflecting, first of all, allow yourself to bring it right back to the present moment and realize that you are learning from it, you grew from it, and let's just move on, right? And try to improve that emotional state of being, or the emotional way of being. If it's more so in the present moment where you have to leave a situation, Spirit gets it. It's a lot to handle, and you aren't expected, or you shouldn't be expected, to sort of overcome the emotions that come to be right off the bat. Being aligned with the Knight of Cups, it's this part in the month that reminds you that leaving past situations, having to leave situations in the past behind, as well as currently making your way to do so, whether it's one of the two or both, is all purposeful to help you move towards what you deserve in a lighter, healthier way once again. To feel, I mean, to imagine sort of being on this Knight of Cups imagery, but with all of these wands in your back, making it harder for you, and just making it harder along the way to get to your destination. And as that was a struggle, don't be surprised to begin the second half of the month when it feels hard to kind of express yourself or get your point across to those around you. Remembering that, once again, changes that are happening, that are occurring at this time, are all purposeful. And I'm hearing adjust your perspective as emotions run high. And on that note, we make our way to the Three of Swords. You can't help it, as you make your way to the middle of the second half of the month, feel like crying, or feel just emotional. It feels like certain people have stabbed you in the back or made you regret trusting them. And whether that's you just reflecting on that from the past, or in your current situation. And it's interesting, as I mentioned that you want to feel like crying, I'm not feeling emotional and within your energy. It's like you go from feeling like you should be that kind of overwhelmingly emotional, to the point where you would cry, but then you're like, okay, well, now I'm feeling dry, you know? I'm feeling like, okay, well, I expected this to a certain extent, or I learned from what happened, and it's kind of not leaving me as emotional as it once did. And being aligned with the Magician, Spirit saying, learn from this emotion or lack of emotion that comes to be at this point in the month, remembering that you are still trying to manifest all that you desire moving forward, and to be consistently overly emotional isn't going to help you along the way. Breathing will be most advantageous at this point in the month, regardless of where you lie on the emotional scale, reminding you that you need to sort of center yourself, ground yourself in order to better proceed. And you can see the ring of light sort of literally going around the gentleman's face in the Magician card, once again bringing a highlight onto your manifestation skills, or the desire to complete your goals, or to achieve your dreams moving forward. And Spirit's saying this is purposeful. It's in order to, as you can hear, I can barely catch my breath. Spirit's saying you need to remember that just because certain endings take place, or certain emotions pop up, or whatever the case may be, it doesn't mean that you neglect yourself or what you desire in this lifetime, what you deserve. And it's at this point in the month where things start to take a turn for the better, as you see things kind of hop into motion, as things start to fall into place smoothly. It being a reminder at the end of the day that certain changes, once again, even if they're difficult in the process, in the moment, have their purpose, and it all leads you to the way things are meant to be at the end of the day. And with the Eight of Wands being the last and final card, you wrap up the second half of the month and the month in general, seeing an immense amount of progress happening, seeing things fall into place. Messages come in from Spirit in the universe through other people around you to uplift you, to help you feel more confident about what's ahead, to remind you once again that doing it your way is the best way, and that you are a truly powerful individual that's growing and changing from day to day. And for some of you Pisces as well, there's a confirmation or several confirmations that come in to remind you that you're on the right path, or simply to redirect you to the right one if it feels like things are just so off for you. I'm hearing, who are you and what do you want to achieve? And it's at this point in the month, as you make your way to finish up, you are pushed to ask important questions to enhance that personal development, that personal evolution. And you can't help but feel proud of yourself at this point, being like, well, a lot of people wouldn't have been able to sort of shine and come out the other end stronger and brighter because, you know, with certain difficulties that you experienced. And Spirit's like, well, damn, Pisces, that's the way to be, right? And it's at that point where you realize, well, even with being aligned with the Ten of Swords, a lot of this heaviness and these burdens that sort of weigh you down, even if you're responsible for them along the way, it inspires those around you to improve their situation for the better, right? Remembering that your perspective plays a huge role in things, and you need to continue to be open to improvements, to adjusting, to tweaking things in your favor, and remembering that that not everybody around you is going to have your back or sort of cheer you on, but to be your own cheerleader in a sense, and to remember that Spirit's always doing the same with you is going to help you along the way. Going with the flow as you make your way to wrap up the month, and accepting that you're gonna slip up a little bit here and there is also going to be helpful. You know, a level of honesty being important as well. As you once again make your way to wrap up the month, allow yourself to remember that you're not perfect and nobody is, and to sort of adjust that level of expectance from those around you as well, you know, from yourself, and to remember that as you continue to do things your way, to be proud of just that. All right, Pisces, so I hope this reading was truly helpful, and if you haven't yet, do like this video, leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll see you next time. Bye.